Good morning, everyone. My name is Julie Petty, and I'm the Aquaculture Project and Policy Officer at Seafood Industry Australia. I work predominantly with SIA's Aquaculture Advisory Committee, which was established in late 2021 to absorb the responsibilities of the National Aquaculture Council. Now, we've got a lot of work to do, everything from myth busting to biosecurity, labour shortages, and product labelling integrity, just to name a few. And this is a super exciting time in aquaculture, as it's now the largest sector in the domestic seafood industry, accounting for 51% of total GDP. So what we'd like to do is we've got Aquaculture Advisory Committee representatives from Australia's key aquaculture sectors. And in this series, we're going to meet those representatives, hear a little bit about their sector, its challenges, and what led them to join the AAC. So joining me today is David Wood, CEO of Yamba Aquaculture. Welcome, David.
Hi, Julie.
David sits on SIA's Aquaculture Advisory Committee representing both mussels and abalone. David, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and the sector, mussels and abalone, in the Australian aquaculture landscape?
Yeah, sure, Julie. I've been with Yamba now for about 18 months, and prior to that I've worked with the salmon industry in Tasmania and the prawn industry up in Queensland. So for me, the progression to shellfish and dealing with abalone and mussels, and we also do oysters at Yamba, I guess comes from a passion that, Australia produces fantastic seafood, and to be part of an industry where we're doing that sustainably through aquaculture, it gives me a real buzz.
Fantastic. Thank you. So the AAC has been developed to further the sector's position as world leaders in operations around environmental management, fish and crustacean health, biosecurity and sustainability. I'm really interested in what led you to join the AAC.
Yeah, look, I guess throughout my experience in aquaculture, what I've seen is that we have common issues that deal across different species, and you've just mentioned a number of them. So I very much like the fact that, there's an opportunity here for us to take a national approach in terms of addressing some of those issues. If I look at abalone, for example, one of the challenges that we have as a sector is we could be more efficient if we can translocate juvenile stock between various states. Now, we can't do that unless we actually look at breaking down the state borders and looking at how we operate and get some consistency across the national landscape. So, for me, that's just one example of, why this Aquaculture Advisory Committee and the national approach of Seafood Industry Australia resonates as being a vital part of taking our industry forward.
Yeah, thank you. I think my next question was around what you think the two biggest challenges are. I mean, you certainly mentioned one there around translocation and biosecurity. What else is really putting the pressure on at the moment for you?
Look, I guess one of the key things that we always look at is around social license, and making sure that aquaculture is not only seen to be, but is actually a proactive and positive contributor to the regional locations where we generally are based. So, for me, it's about getting that message out there that, we produce great seafood, we do it in a responsible way, we are conscious of the environments in which we work, but we are also contributing to the local communities in the region. So, that's one of the key elements. The other is that, when we look at marketing our product and getting that story out to the global markets, abalone is predominantly exported, mussels is more domestic, but there are export opportunities. How do we actually facilitate that trade? How do we get that story out there about, great Australian seafood? And then as a subsector of that, great farm seafood, and then great farmed abalone and great farmed mussels, and the various other species that are represented on the committee.
Yeah. Would you say that's one of your main goals that you want to achieve while you're with the AAC? Like, is there any particular target or goal you have in mind. Once you've ticked that, you feel like you've invested your time well.
If I could solve the translocation quandary that we all face and facilitate a more national discussion around that, then to me that would be ticking a major goal.
Yep.
Just more broadly though, look, increasing the awareness of the great farm seafood that we produce in the broader and global markets. Yeah, look, that's really what success looks like.
Yeah, no, that's very true. Thank you. So Yamba Aquaculture is a member of Seafood Industry Australia. Can I ask you what sort of caught your interest and led you guys to decide to join?
Yeah, look, it's probably common to some of the other questions. I can sit here and list off, probably 5 different organisations that represent what we do in various ways. But there's not another organisation like Seafood Industry Australia that actually does have that broader representation that is looking at a national wild sector plus farm sector plus post-production. So to be part of that and really have that voice at the multiple levels of government that are required from a lobbying perspective, that has a genuine concern for the members that it's representing, particularly again, the stay afloat programs and the trade programs that are being run by SIA. My view is if we're going to benefit from that, we should contribute to it, and that's by being members and being active members.
Thank you. I'm glad you feel that, because certainly our primary objective is trying to create that value back to our members. So I appreciate that. Thank you so much for your time today, David. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you. For anyone who's not yet a member of SIA, I encourage you to pop along to our website and click on the Join SIA tab, and there you can find a little bit more information about what we've been up to in the last 12 months and how you can get on board. But otherwise, thank you so much, David, and we will certainly be in touch.
Thanks, Julie.